Greetings. I'm Andres for Apostate TV. I'm just going to get right down to it. Shout out to everybody. I'm not going to give any specific names. So, shout out to everyone who is watching. Once again, I'm Andres for Apostate TV. Have you ever asked a Jehovah's Witness what Watchtower book inspired you to become a Jehovah's Witness? In other words, which Watchtower publication? It could have been a publication on the Watchtower magazine or the Awake, or it could have been a book that you read and that you Jehovah's Witnesses read, and it led you to the truth. You became a Jehovah's Witness reading that book. Which book that inspired you to become a Jehovah's Witness? If you ask that to a Jehovah's Witness, you may be surprised in some of the answers or the reply that you're going to get. Some may say the truth that leads to everlasting life. That's a book that was printed by the Watchtower. Or some will say it was a collection of books. I read several books and I made my own conclusion, and the Watchtower is the true religion based on those books that you have read. Excuse me. What if I told you there's one book that the Watchtower admits it converted people immediately as a Jehovah's Witness? Like right on the spot, they became a Jehovah's Witness reading that book. And guess what? It's not the Bible. It's actually a Watchtower publication. And the Watchtower admits that that book converted people to their religion, the Watchtower religion of the Jehovah's Witness. So, what is that book? Well, here's an article. I'm going to read this article from the Watchtower, and then I got the article from the Watchtower Library, 1995, the first library that the Watchtower printed, and it contains a lot of books. The books that the Watchtower published. Watchtower magazines from the 1800s. The Kingdom Ministries are also in here as well. So interesting CD. I got this CD back in 1996 when I was studying with Jehovah's Witnesses, and actually that was a weapon that I actually used against them, and they were freaking out. Some of them actually left the Watchtower. Praise God for that. But anyway, here's the article that I found. The article was taken from the Watchtower, April 15, 1995, again from the CD version, page 7. The article is titled, Joy in Store for Those Who Find the Truth. And here's the article, quote, in his attic, the Finnish man found the book, found the book, The Divine Plan of the Ages. By the way, The Divine Plan of the Ages, I believe, was released late 1800s by the Watchtower, and it's part of the collection of the studies in the scriptures. I believe there were 7 volumes of studies in the scriptures, and The Divine Plan of the Ages is one of the books. So let me continue. A Finnish man found the book, The Divine Plan of the Ages. He started to read it on the spot. And before long, he said to himself, quote, this is the truth. This is the truth. End of quote. Upon coming down from the attic, he told his wife, quote, I have found the true religion. End of quote. Woo! You might as well get the pool and baptize that guy, because bang! He became a Jehovah's Witness right on the spot, reading the divine plan of the ages. Bang! Became a Jehovah's Witness. Baptized that guy. Woo! Sometimes you have to question the validity of these stories that the Watchtower puts in their publications. This story could be true. It could be false. It may have happened. I don't know. Maybe. I can only speculate. So here's something that I also started thinking when I was reading this story. It seems that the Jehovah's Witness, or this man, this this Finnish man's wife is not a Jehovah's Witness. It seems that the wife is not a Jehovah's Witness. Otherwise, the Finnish man would have said, You right, baby. The Watchtower is the true religion. You know, I found the truth. I read the book. You right. Jehovah's Witnesses have the true religion. I'm ready to be baptized. He would have said something like that. But apparently the wife wasn't a Jehovah's Witness. So, the wife would have said something like, I told you so, that the Watchtower is the truth. I told you so. Here's another story written in 1972 by the Watchtower again. And this is about a mom, some mom. They don't give names. That's another thing. They don't give names of these people. They just say, it's a mom. It's a man. It's man in Hungary. I don't know. It's somebody. It is taken again from the CD collection, 1972, The Watchtower, March 1st, page 146. And I quote, after she got the publication, The Divine Plan of the Ages, the mother read it eagerly, proving each point carefully with her Bible. In a few days, she said to us, I guess it's a family, she said to the family, this is the truth. This is what I have looked for and prayed for. God has answered my prayers. End of quote. Let me repeat that. This is the truth. This is what I've looked for and prayed for. God has answered my prayers. Bang! Became a Jehovah's Witness right there. Bang! Get the pool. Baptize that woman. Bang! Right away, she became a Jehovah's Witness. Really? Did God really answer the prayer of this mom? There is something called a false conversion. Even Christ speaks about it in the book of Revelation when he was telling one church, I'm going to spill you out of my mouth. That's a religion that supposedly preaches Jesus and preaches, the gospel. Christ said, I'm going to spill you out of my mouth. So that church was a false converted church. So they need to revise their understanding. They need new light. They need new light. So you got to, again, question these stories. I got another story that I found. Again, guess where I found it? I found it in the CD-ROM. And this was the Watchtower, April 1st, 1992, on page 20. And I quote, shortly after getting married, Dad decided to take something along to read on a business trip. In the attic, there goes again, the attic. These books are found in the attic, baby. I'm sorry, I digress. Let me continue. In the attic, he found the Divine Plan of the Ages that he had bought years before. Okay, so we know that he bought it. Well, actually, he donated it, excuse me. You can't buy Watchtower books. You have to donate. That's a bad word. They should change that word to donate after he donated for the book. You don't buy Watchtower books. He opened it to the chapter, The Day of Jehovah, quote, and he read it. He kept saying to himself, this is the truth. This is the truth. Coming down from the attic, he told my mother, I have found the true religion. End of quote. Bang! Another one that became a Jehovah's Witness right there on the spot. Bang! Get the pool. Baptize this guy. This guy just became a Jehovah's Witness right on the spot. And again, in an attic. These people are finding these books in the attic. Woo! Something about the attic. You know what? I should search my attic because I am in an attic. I should go to the back and maybe I can find that book. That book is probably there in back of the attic. Could these stories be true or are they fabricated lies? I have to ask you, Jehovah's Witness, this. Why is this book, The Divine Plan of the Ages, out of print when people who have found the true religion? Something's wrong with that, folks. Why put a book that people found the true religion? They became, bang, a Jehovah's Witness right there. First of all, they didn't even repent. You don't read the story that, yes, they found Christ. You don't read that either. But they just said right there to themselves, I found the true religion. Why is this book, The Divine Plan of Ages, out of print and considered old light? Surely a powerful book like The Divine Plan of the Ages should remain in print forever. I mean, for heaven's sakes, it brought people to the truth right on the spot. You need to keep that book in print. That's a powerful book, isn't it? It's a powerful book. Why are you Jehovah's Witnesses hiding the truth? By making the book out of print, you are hiding the truth. In fact, this book should be the primary book for new converts. That's right. When somebody comes into the Kingdom Hall and they're interested, you should give them that book. Because that's the book that converted a whole bunch of people. You saw it, you read, you heard the article right here that I read. I know why the Divine Plan of the Ages is out of print. I know why. What Jehovah's Witnesses aren't told by the Watchtower, of course, the Watchtower is not going to teach you this, and you probably did not read it, but that book, The Divine Plan of the Ages, teaches that the dimensions of the Great Pyramid of Giza, I think that's how it's pronounced, Giza, it calculated Bible chronology. That's where they got the 1914 date. Not only that, the book had a graphic, a wing disc. It's a wing disc symbol in front of the book of the sun god. Is a wing sun god on the front cover. I don't have a copy of that book. I have a PDF copy of the book. But if you look at the front of the book, there's a wing disc god on it, which is popular among Satanists and Masons. They use that symbol. And yet, people found the true religion, according to the Watchtower, from reading this book. What about Jehovah God? How do you think he feels? I mean, come on. Do you think he will be ticked off that his organization took a book out of print that caused people to convert to the Jehovah's Witness religion right on the spot? Jehovah God will be ticked off. I would be ticked off too. I would be very angry that you Jehovah's Witnesses put this book out of print while people were coming to the truth because of it. That was the source of the true religion, and you people got rid of it. What the Watchtower needs to do is bring this book back in print. You know why? Because you people are losing a lot of members. The Watchtower is losing lots of members, and I think you need to bring this book out, back to print. Bring it back. You guys are losing a lot of members. Come on, bring this book back in print. Besides, I want a hard copy of it also. And make sure you print it exactly how you printed it back in the 1800s. That's the original print, word for word. Don't you freaking change those words. I want the entire book. Bring it out. Here's a good question for you, Jehovah's Witness. Here's another one. What if this Finnish man or this dad or anyone who finds in their attic or somewhere the divine plan of the ages, if they find it today, what if these people found the book today? What is today? Today is January 5th, 2018. January 5th, 2018. And they went to the Kingdom Hall with this book in their hand. What would you tell these individuals that bring the divine plan of the ages? And they'll come out and say, well, hey, I found an article in the Watchtower that this book brought people to the truth. What are you going to tell them? Okay, I have another interesting question. Well, before I get into this question, I want to go into another article that I found. This one is interesting. You're going to love this one. This is another book that they're claiming that it gave people hope, according to the Watchtower. And you know this book very well. The title of the book is You Can Live Forever in Paradise on Earth. Many Jehovah's Witnesses are familiar with this book. Even the older crowd, and even the new people who convert to Jehovah's Witnesses, they are familiar with this red book. It's a red book titled "You Can Live Forever in Paradise on Earth." Now, here's the article. The article, guess where the article was taken from? Y'all got to get this CD, man. 1995. You know what? I should make some money. Make copies of the CD so you guys can buy it. And I'll just charge you the shipping charge. Sell it on eBay. Here's the article taken from the Watchtower. Once again, the Watchtower magazine, December 1st, 1991, page 32. Here's the quote. Quote, a man serving in the army in Hungary said that not too long ago, people used to laugh at those who spoke about the Bible. But times have changed. The soldier recently wrote to the office of the Watchtower Society in Budapest saying, quote, a few days ago, I read your publication, You Can Live on Paradise on Earth. Someone had given it to me on loan until I finished reading it. What is written in that book has touched me deeply and has made me think. End of quote. Now the Watchtower continues with their quote. The soldier wanted a Bible and further information. Such response is no longer unusual in Eastern Europe. You Can Live Forever in Paradise on Earth is a book that gives hope by pointing you to Bible answers. It has been instrumental in changing many lives. End of quote. Let me repeat that last phrase. You Can Live Forever in Paradise on Earth is a book that gives hope by pointing you to Bible answers. It has been instrumental in changing many people's lives. End of quote. That's again taken from the Watchtower, December 1st, 1991, on page 32. And you can get the copies, the annual bound, go to your Kingdom Hall and get the 1991 annual bound Watchtower, turn to page, Watchtower 1991, December 1st, and turn to page 32 in that particular article. It's a shame that You Can Live Forever on Paradise on Earth is out of print. Another book that's out of print. I challenge you, Jehovah's Witnesses. I challenge you to ask your elders. I want you to ask your elders, do you believe the book You Can Live Forever on Paradise Earth let me repeat that again. Do you believe the book You Can Live Forever on Paradise Earth is a book that gives hope, and it's an instrumental in changing many lives, according to this article, December 1st, 1991, page 32. Do you believe that, elders? And if you're an elder, if you're watching, do you believe that that book gives hope? And it's an instrument in changing many lives, according to that article. I believe these stories are fabricated lies. They're all fabricated lies, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason why I believe it's my opinion is because this is a tactic that Jehovah's Witnesses, the Watchtower, uses to encourage you to donate for this book. For example, there's something called a surplus of inventory. That's, corporations and companies and organizations, when they have a certain surplus of inventory and they have to get rid of the inventory, let's say it's jeans or some kind of t-shirts, they put it on sale, 50% off. They will do anything to get rid of, the jeans or these t-shirts. So likewise, the Watchtower had a whole bunch of books, surpluses of books, and they have to get rid of them. They have to get rid of them because they cost money to print them. So they have to come up with a way to get rid of these books. I believe that the governing body had a meeting and they were in their conference room, wherever it is, in Brooklyn headquarters, or now it's Warwick, New York. They were in Brooklyn in the room, and maybe one of them said, "Hey, we have a surplus of all these books, and we need to get rid of them. Let's uh, let's brainstorm and see how we can get rid of all these books." So somebody in the governing body probably raised their hand and said, "I got it. I know what to do. Why don't we write stories that these books became an instrumental part of people's lives? People came into the truth by reading these books, and perhaps it will encourage all the Jehovah's Witnesses that didn't get the book, and maybe they will donate and get these books. We can get rid of them. Let's write these stories." I believe that's what happened. Somebody came out and said, "We got to get rid of these books." And that's when they came up with these stories, these fabricated stories. Like, yeah, this person became a Jehovah's Witness. Bang! Right on the spot after reading it. I'm sorry to tell you, folks, you Jehovah's Witnesses, you've been suckered. You've been had. You need to stop listening to these men of the Watchtower, the governing body. Stop reading these magazines. These magazines are just getting you lost, man. You just don't know the real Jesus. I challenge you again, Jehovah's Witnesses. You need to approach your elders. And I know you're frightened because you approach the elders with questions, bang, you get disassociated or disfellowshipped, and then you're going to get shunned with your family. Maybe you can grab a group. Get a group of Jehovah's Witnesses in your Kingdom Hall and show them these articles. And then ask them the question, you all got to get together and start uniting and approach these elders, bang, in one shot, in a room. And you just get them all together and say, "We have a problem, and it's in this article, and we want to address this issue." That's what all you Jehovah's Witnesses have to do. Get together and approach these elders with these questions. You need to ask them, do you believe that this book, should you believe, that should you believe, You Can Live Forever on Paradise on Earth is an instrument in changing people's lives. According to this article, do you believe the divine plan of the ages has truth and it brought people into the truth? You need to do this together. And if the elders say no, let's say the elder says, "Yes, we do believe this." If they say yes, which they're going to have to, otherwise they deny what the Watchtower wrote. If they say yes, you follow up with the next question. Why is this book out of print? I mean, come on. That's kind of idiotic to put out a book that's changing people's lives, making their lives better, converting to Jehovah's Witnesses right on the spot. Why put this book out of print? I guarantee you, every one of you will probably get disfellowshipped. They're gonna kick your butt out of the Kingdom Hall. Disfellowship right on the spot. No judicial committee. You won't even get a judicial committee. You're just gonna get disfellowship right there. If they say no, because they may say no. No, we don't believe that those books, are instrument in people's lives. They'll say no. Then you have to follow up with the question. Then why on earth were we giving talks about this book, topics in this book? We were studying this book, and you are telling me that you don't believe in this book? Wow. You see, the Jehovah's Witnesses set themselves up for a trap. See, because now they can't answer that question yes or no. It's basically almost a trap question. But when you print something like this, that this is the book that made people come to Jehovah's organization and convert it to the truth, and then you put it out of print, that's where you're going to have problems. That's when these questions come in, and you are now, you can say, in a corner. You're trapped, which indicates they're false lies. These are lies, ladies and gentlemen. These are lies. You need to get the CD. So, folks, write your comments, what you think regarding this topic, and let me know. Do you believe that these books are an instrumental part of people's lives and they give them hope? Do you believe that the divine plan of the ages converted people right on the spot and where they became Jehovah's Witnesses and they found the truth? Do you believe that? Until the next video. See ya.